And welcome to the Redmen TV. Liverpool have just played out a 1-1 draw with Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane. Initial thoughts, I thought we dominated them first half, I really did, and I think second half we were a little bit unlucky. I seem to think that they got back into the game a touch second half, but without really threatening us too much. I think ultimately Liverpool were unlucky to draw that game. I think most people, as a neutral or whatever, as a Liverpool fan, would probably think that Liverpool deserved that, and I'm of that opinion as well, to be honest with you. Some standout performances from me. I'm going to start with the goalkeeper, actually. I thought he played really well. You know, there was a couple of times where he made a couple of really, really good saves, but more importantly, he looked really calm and comfortable with the ball at his feet, either right-footed or left-footed. And then, you know, you can talk about the penalty decision all you want, but for me, that is definitely a free kick. The first touch could have come just outside the area, but, you know, fair fucks, like, you know what I mean? It's so close that it could easily have been a penalty. He does get his man, and then Firmino obviously tips over himself, wins as a penalty. But it's that bravery of that first touch that takes him into the area, whereas I think most footballers would probably think, you know what, it's safer for me to get the ball and try and move out towards the left wing, but he forces the defender into something there because he takes it past him with his first touch, and it's brilliant forward play, especially when the guy's supposed to be starting up front and he's popping up left-hand side, right-hand side. We were so fluid in attack, especially first half. You know, Firmino dropping into space, Mane running at the centre-backs, and 3 times he was running at Vorm. I think one of them he was offside, and Vorm does an amazing job on all 3 of those, even when he was offside and stuff. But you know, you can see that that's a tactic for Liverpool this season. And I think if you play like a Divock Origi or a Daniel Sturridge up top there, I don't think that space is created for Mane to run into. You know, I was saying at half time on the live stream that it's really important because Vertonghen and Alderweireld are basically looking after no one when Firmino vacates that space, and Mane's got to run on them, and he's coming in and he's rapid anyway. He's got a 10-yard head start, he's coming in off the wing, and they've got no chance. They're backpedaling, they've got no chance of keeping up with him, and that's why it was so important. And I think this is probably something that Pochettino said to Vorm, and it's a natural thing in Vorm's game, is to get off his line really, really quickly, and he did that brilliantly. You know, imagine if we had 2 keepers like that who were as good as Vorm and Lloris. I mean, it's such a weapon to have, isn't it, when you do get an injury to one of the top keepers in the league, and Hugo Lloris. And you know, there's a lot of talk on Twitter about James Milner and his performance. For me, I thought he was brilliant today, absolutely brilliant. Yes, he makes one mistake. I'm not sure it's as cut and dry as Jamie Redknapp likes to make out on the commentary. To be honest with you, he takes a step towards his man over there. I think the ball's into Dyer, is it? I'm not 100%. I can't remember, but I think I'm not sure whether he's trying to play him offside, because I think if it is Dyer, he does incredibly well to stay onside. I think if James Milner makes that run to where he probably should have with hindsight, and that is into the back corner, there's no chance of Dyer being offside. But I think he's gone sideways to try and get Dyer offside, and then, you know, he stands him up really well, gets the cross in. We're a little bit unlucky that we get the header. There's a header contested in the area, and then, you know what, Rose, it's a brilliant finish, an absolutely brilliant finish from a left back as well. So for me, I mean, I'm not disappointed with I'm disappointed with the result. I'm not disappointed with the performance, because Tottenham are a very, very good side, and they'll be up at the top of the league at the end of the season. And what it says to me is Jurgen Klopp knows how to play against these big teams. You know, I think he's now played something like 13 times against the bigger teams, and he's only lost one of those games, and that's a great record to have when you're new into a league as well. That's not the problem for Liverpool. The problem for Liverpool at the minute is playing those teams that we're expected to beat and how we break them down. We've seen today that we can counter-attack teams. We did that to Tottenham really well, utilising Mane's pace. We've also seen that we can go toe-to-toe with them. You know, Tottenham are a good footballing side, and to be honest with you, if Kyle Walker isn't forced off with, I think it's a stomach upset it's been now. If he's not forced off and Jansen's not brought on to replace him, I think Liverpool walk that game, absolutely. But Pochettino's obviously had to change things up a little bit, because he's seen, and it's such a great substitution by Pochettino. It's absolutely marvellous, because what he does is he noticed that we were playing the ball out from Lovren and Matip really easily, and he's put 2 men on them, and he's dropped Dele Alli a little bit deeper, and it's meant that Lovren and Matip haven't had as much time to pick out a pass and get Liverpool's attack started. So it's a great substitution, and I think flip side to that, second half, Klopp probably makes the wrong substitution. What was working really well for us was the movement of, I know Coutinho had quite a quiet game, but he was still moving and still occupying defenders and making them doubt themselves. Coutinho, Firmino and Mane were incredible, swapping positions, and Adam Lallana is involved in this as well, and then playing little intricate passing. And what that did, changing that substitution, it just halted everything for a few minutes. I think we got a grip towards the end of the first half, we got a grip on it. Ultimately, that's a game Liverpool should have won. I've not even talked about the fact that Vertonghen probably should have given a penalty away there. I think it was on Matip, he pulls him back in the area. You know, there's another one that could have been given as handball off, I think it was a Wijnaldum one. And then you look at what a save from Vaughan, from Phil Coutinho and stuff like that. So there was so many opportunities, and the disallowed goal as well. You know, that is like a chest hair offside, if at all, for me. And look, maybe it was the right decision, and fair play to the linesman if he's got that 100%, because that's a tough call to make. And I think maybe he has made the right decision, but so many times I've seen that not been given. You know, it used to be that you give the advantage to the attacker. I don't know whether that's still the rule, to be honest with you, but if that was still the rule, then Adam Lallana probably gets the advantage. At the end of the day, Liverpool deserved to win that game. Tottenham, for me, were lucky to get a point out of it. 4 points from 9. It's not the start that we wanted, but playing Arsenal, playing Tottenham away from home, you know, it's still a reasonable start. Yes, we're probably going to be 5 points behind the leaders, but you know what, we've played 2 of our toughest away games, and if that Burnley result is just a one-off, and what we've seen against Tottenham and Arsenal is the way that we're going to play football this season, then Liverpool fans have got a lot to look forward to, because they were 2 really, really great performances, and that's what I'm taking from it. I'm scrapping the Burnley one, forget about it. That's not the way that we're playing football. You know, we are playing football like we played against Arsenal, like we played against Tottenham, and if we continue to do that, we'll be high up the league come the end of the season.